Anything drop down on you. All right. Welcome everybody to our recovery meeting today, every Thursday at 1 p.m. So today I'm going to watch a recovery video. And as we watch this particular video, we're going to pick out points and discuss those particular points that stuck out to us. And as always, anybody, if they would like to join this recovery meeting, it's okay to join now. On the back end, we've set up. If you would like to join the meeting, please log on and I'll connect you. Let's see. All right, let's see what we got here. We're going to look at this particular meeting. I will show you the video we're going to show is by a person named Recovery Dan. I watch his videos often. He always has some great content on there. So I would like to share it with you, and you will see different things that we have that I got from the video. So we're going to add this video to the live, and you just check out the video and let me know what you think, and we go from there. All right.
For you guys, I was doing some thinking, and I had written down some things that I thought I could share with you that may be useful. And hopefully I can share on that and lead someone better in life. The number one thing that I thought about was my resentments that I had in active addiction. And, I had resentments towards everybody. It was everybody's fault for my mistakes in life. I blamed friends, family. It didn't matter, but I never looked at me. It's always somebody else's fault. And I carried those resentments for years. Even being in a recovery program, they asked me to write down some resentments. At that particular time, I wrote down about 2 pages of resentments. And when I took the counselor, he handed it back to me and said I could do better than that. That wasn't acceptable to them. So I went back and really took it serious and wrote down my resentments. I came back with 8 pages. So those resentments and being honest about those resentments kind of helped me to be rigorously honest about what I was dealing with. So if you have resentments against other people for your mistakes, because we have choices in life. We make choices in life, and the choices we make, we cannot blame somebody else for. So when you accept the fact that, hey, I brought this upon myself, and quit blaming others, that's your starting point. And I was able to do that because you don't want to carry resentments towards people for your own choices. Number 2 is one of the things I hate about inactive addiction was accepting the fact that this is what I'm going to be. I can't change. This is what I want to be. I enjoy this. What I love to do, get high, get drunk, and nothing could be further from the truth. Is you have come to the fact that, you know what, this is what I'm going to be the rest of my life. Don't accept that. That's not acceptable. You can always change. If I can change, you can change. I'd went 15 to 20 years just thinking, hey, I'm going to be this. I'm going to be an alcoholic until the day I leave this world. Well, I'm going to get high until the day I leave this world. And don't accept that for yourself. You're better than that. Always tell yourself, I want to change. I can change. And this just don't accept that you cannot change because you can. You just got to be along the active addiction. And the thing about active addiction, you always, your thought pattern is, I'm only hurting myself. I'm only hurting myself. But your mother, your fathers, your sisters, your brothers, your loved ones, when you have an addiction, they have an addiction too, because they have to go through the pain of watching you. And it's nothing harder for a mother or father, brother, or sister to watch their loved one suffer day in and day out and change right before their very eyes from bad to worse. Because until you get some type of help, it always gets worse. It never gets better. That's the nature of the beast. It continues to just drive you down a path into total destruction. And so you're hurting family members, loved ones. The greatest one is you're hurting yourself. One of my resentments is that my mother never got to see me sober, live a life in sobriety. And I would give anything for her to know how I'm living my life today. But that's just the way it is. So I'm encouraging you, if you got a loved one, you know, it would be so beautiful for them to see you change. And why I mentioned that, you can't do it for anybody else. You can't do it for your mother. You can't do it for your father, husband, wife. You have to do it for you. If you're doing it for someone else, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to make it. So you have to clear everybody out of your memory and just focus on yourself. This is for you. Only you can do this, nobody else. You can't do it for nobody else. You cannot. It doesn't work that way. You have to do it for yourself. The next thing I hate, probably more so than any of the rest, is all the years in addiction, I was spiritually bankrupt. And that's hard because it's so much pain that's associated with an active addiction that I was too ashamed to pray. I felt like I was too far gone to even ask God for any help. There was nothing spiritual about my life. And for all those years being spiritually bankrupt, it's just terrible. You know, I felt undeserving. And that's a regret that I had to carry for years and years and years. You know, sometimes, you know, the pain would get so bad from the way I was living that I literally felt like I didn't deserve to ask God for nothing. Who am I to ask him for anything from the way I'm living my lifestyle? But that was just a lie that the enemy was feeding me to telling me that I wasn't worthy of asking him. And, you know, he doesn't care about you. So I'm telling you today, no matter how far down the scale you have gone, don't ever stop asking God for help. Nobody's that bad that he cannot reach out and help you. His arms is always open. And that's the alcoholic way of thinking that, you know, we don't deserve, we're not worthy, we're the scum of the earth, and nothing could be further from the truth. So don't accept the fact that that's what you're going to be for the rest of your life. Don't allow yourself to just be spiritually bankrupt for years on end, because you deserve a better life. We ain't done nothing that bad that God can't reach down and help us. So it's the fact that's what you're going to be in life. And the next one is it taking so many years to find a recovery program. 15 to 20 years in that life and refusing to go and get help. I regret the fact that I didn't go sooner because who knows what would have happened, but I'm thankful that I did get to go. And if you're in the Raleigh area, here, that's the place that I chose to go to. And I wished I would have went there way prior to going, because it's a recovery program that really taught me about just not about me, about how alcohol and drugs, how it affects you physically and the mental. One of the programs that they had there, their main program is called Recovery Dynamics. And it taught me so much about addiction and how to live a life being alcohol and drug free. We were able to attend classes, we went to meetings, and it was just the knowledge that I received from going there. They only have 3 of these facilities that in the United States, and the thing about the healing transition, it has the highest success rate of recovery in the world. If you're looking for a place to go that's extensive recovery, and you're close nearby to the Raleigh area, give them a call. And if you're willing to put in the work, then you'll have a great shot at living the rest of your life drug and alcohol free. One of the things they asked me when I came there, they said, Danny, tell me, how many years have you spent turning your life down? And I just 20 years or more. And are you willing to take a couple months to build it back up? And man, that's like, wow. That's absolutely. So, it works because I've been sober for over 15 years now, have no desire whatsoever to ever put anything in me to alter my thinking, the way I feel. I'm spiritually fit again. This is what the program offers you. And if you can't get there, find you a place that a recovery program that can meet your needs. But don't go through life and continue to go through life and have to suffer in such a manner where you'll have these resentments, and you'll have to look back and take a look at your life. If you go tonight and write down some of your resentments, and then take a good look at them, and then and really think about who's to blame here. Who's to blame here? You have to accept the fact that, we made some poor choices in life, and we can rectify that just doing what's right. Get help. Many people have came to me, and I was able to talk with them, and I've seen them live a sober and clean life. And they was in some of the worst situations that I ever seen in my life. So when you want it, you can do it. So with that, get yourself, don't think you're too far gone or too bad that you can't ask God for help. Don't ever think that way. We're not that bad. He loves us. So don't accept the fact that you're that bad that you can't just cry out to him and ask him for help. I just want, you to have options and not just be stuck in a position where you feel like this is all I'm going to be, and tell yourself that you enjoy being what you are. Who can enjoy having shame and guilt and remorse for the rest of their life? There's nothing enjoyable about that. When you're rigorously honest with yourself, you know you're not happy with the life you live. Nobody sees you at night when you're in a room somewhere shedding tears because you done lost your family, because you're ashamed of who you are. Who wants to live like that? And then you smile in people's face and try to cover it up. You put the mask on. And so when you're alone by yourself, you take the mask off and you look in the mirror and you see who you really are. A lot of times you look in the mirror and you can't even want to look at yourself because of all the things you've done, the shame, the guilt, remorse. So, but when God looks at you, he don't see all those things. He see you as one of his. And so if he can smile upon you and love you regardless to what we've done in life, then you know what? Why not call out to him? And why not try to get help and enjoy your life? Have some dignity, some pride, be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, man, wow, you know what? This is okay. Living a clean and sober life is a beautiful life. I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. Uh, I just want to encourage you. You know what? You can do it. You can do it. And please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. And until we meet again, God bless you. Pray for you. And there is hope. Before we close out, I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, safe travel. And remember, you are somebody. Until we meet again.
I always find, I tell people all the time, August, I'm going on my 14th year of recovery, but I always find people that I don't need, it don't have to be much, but I'll listen to somebody and I take what I can for myself in my recovery path and I just apply it. Like, you know, I find people like Mr. Recovery or Mr. Dan from or for YouTube, and that was good, right? Like 20 minutes, he went right at it. He dropped so many things that I can meditate on. And I tell people all the time, we have to find things like that, add that to our arsenal. You know what I mean? And just and he's saying, yo, I know you're gonna mess up, and sometimes you feel bad. You know, man, I ain't worthy enough to go call on people, call on a spiritual advisor, call on God, none of that stuff. But he said he started out, and I was like, with me, I applied who I blame for my situation, because I found myself at one time early in my recovery that I was looking for somebody to blame for what my life was. And it was, to me, I had picked my parents. This is how I got past it wasn't them. I got past what's up? Sorry, I'm late. I got past them not being the reason for where I was, is when I looked at my sister and my two brothers and they wasn't doing what I was doing. I said, oh shoot, either you jokers gonna need to smoke some crack or something to make my life stand up. They was like, well, we ain't doing that, big brother. I said, man, cause I keep saying it's mommy and daddy, but you jokers ain't doing nothing. This ain't gonna hold up in the court of law, because if it was your parents, why all their kids ain't doing it? Straight as they say, you know what I'm saying? So when he said that, I can relate to him saying, because what he had said in the video was he had always tried to blame somebody for his condition. Why he in this way, why I'm going to. He said, nah. He said it wasn't them, it was me. I had to take it. So when he said that, I caught. I said, yo, he ain't lying. That's how I was for years.
I was the same way. I mean, I done no wrong. Everybody that surrounded me, that wanted me, that wanted to help me, I felt I was to blame them, because you were trying to make me do something I don't want to do. No, I wanted to do it anyway. And I used that as an scapegoat to go do what I want to do.
And you know, one thing when I was stuck out most when I was in the therapy program, they used to always instill in us, keep the focus on I. You know, don't put the focus on, oh, he made me do it, or she made me do it. Look at yourself from the inner self and say, you know what? I'm the one, you know what I mean, doing all this dirt. I'm the one out here putting the dope, you know, in my body, or alcohol in my body. So he was right on point when he said, take responsibility, own up to it. You know, own up to it.
And then he was saying, I'm sorry, if y'all want to say something, I know you wasn't here really, but we talk about a video. I'll show you the link and you can watch it on your own.
I was already watching. I was.
Yeah. So that's good. But you can watch. He got his own channel. His name Recovery Dan. He got like good videos. I watch them all. But he was saying, until you get help, it never gets better. He said that, and that's true, because we keep going down. He like, yo, until you get some help, I know you're thinking it's gonna get better. And what we was associating when he said that, this is how I used to associate it, because I used to try to justify to my mentors and my spiritual advisors that no, when I was getting high, it was getting better. And he said, they would explain to me, say, well, how do you say it's getting better? What do you mean? Yeah. He said, it wasn't getting better. It was, your life was going down. And this is how we figured out what I consider getting better. In the middle of the month or the end of the month, a lot of people don't got money. But in the beginning of the month, we was on welfare and we had money. People got money. So he said, you associating the beginning of the month as getting better. I said, that's why you my mentor, because I think that's what he was right. I associated my life was getting better when I was using, because he's like, no, I know what you're talking about getting better. You're talking about in the beginning of the month when everybody got money. Party. Yeah. I said, when he said it, I said, just joking. Because it was no way it was getting better. I'm on heroin, I'm on crack. It wasn't getting better, it was getting worse. Right. He said, but in the middle and the end of the month, people ain't got money. You struggling to get high. He said, the beginning of the month, everybody had, man, I love you, right? I'll do anything. So you ain't got it in you. So when he said the recovery dance said until you get help, it's not getting better. He right. And until you get help and go through the process. What y'all wrote down over there? Y'all wrote something.
Well, that's my number one. Taking responsibility. You know, not like he's saying, not my family can do it for me, but you know, he had to, you know, make a conscious decision and say, you know, it's me, man. Right. I'm the failure of all my, you know, pain and suffering. Right. You know, but that's what I got out of it. And the second one, you wrote something for number one?
Yeah, I wrote
period.
I wrote resentment.
Oh,
resentment? It's like for my kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I didn't spend time with them like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because by me getting high and stuff, you know, they'll call me, I try to rush them off the phone.
Yeah, so you can tell you.
Yeah, or they want to come, not knowing, I know they just want to come over and spend time with me. Yeah. But me, it's like they slowing me down. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm trying to run. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm trying to do that. You know, so I really resent that. You know what I mean?
And you know, I can relate to that too. That's why we have, like, I use videos to start the conversation, but I can relate to the resentment. I have 5 biological kids, and the resentment part after I got clean, right? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you how I got over it. This is how I got over the resentment part. True story. So when my kids would ask me for something, let's say I'm gonna use the number so we can understand what I'm saying. When my kids would call and say, Dad, now I'm clean now, right? Dad, me get $50, right? You know how much money I would give them? Just take a guess. I would double it. Mm-hmm. But you know what the other 50 was for?
Yeah. Don't call me again.
No.
All the stuff I did do.
I was bad. All the times when they wanted to come over, I felt bad. I said, Dad. So when they call and ask me, Dad, me get $50, I give them 100. If the 50 was the resentment, the guilt of what I did when right? But my wife used to tell me, sooner or later, babe, that's gonna play out. I said, no, you know, I gotta give them more. She said, okay, all right. So they called, I'm doubling up. Car know they ain't getting paid now. Lights going out. I said, man, listen, whatever happened when I was getting high, God forgave me. You better do. And I got over that resentment because it will guilt you. I was clean. I was away from something. I wasn't using. Yeah. But that resentment had me wanting to do more than I actually could find. I didn't have this type of $1 million job. I was barely making it, right? Mm-hmm. But I would give them everything. And it was because I felt bad. Because I wasn't there. Right. But now I'm going on 13, 14 years. My kids, that won't work at all. Because you got like 14-year run, man. I'd have been good, man. Yeah. You know? So that's good that you pointed it out, though, that's what on a drug counseling, the test for the people to become a counselor, one of the questions is to let individuals know that's normal. Right. Like the answer to the question is when somebody's feeling that, don't try to talk them out of them, you let them know that feeling, what you're feeling, is normal. The feel that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, They're like, oh, because a lot of people are trying to tell you, oh, you shouldn't feel that. But it says, no. As a counselor, you let the person know that's not bad. That's a normal feeling. You to feel like I know they wanted to be. I wasn't. That's normal. So it actually helps us get past those stages. But that's a good point.
And the aspect of when he said he was spiritually bankrupt.
Woo! Yeah,
that's like one of those terms they said you hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
You know, and when he said it, the first word came to my head was he was in a state of despair. You know, there was no hope, man. He felt like, you know, that there was no one or nothing to turn to. And so I look at it now and I say, wow, I can see myself in that state of being in a state of despair because I had to latch on to when they say, you know, what is your higher power? You know, if you ever been to AA, they said, you know, your higher power. And so I said, well, I had to find what is my higher power. I had to question myself. And I said, man, you know what? I need God in my life. You know, that's my higher power. Whatever may be working for you might as your higher power. It's all well and good. But for me, I had to, you know, look at it and say, wow, I needed something to fill that void. You know, so that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
You know, there was a void in his life
And
where he was just
something in it.
going through life, man, aimlessly without something to latch on to.
And then he said, what he tore up was, he said at the healing transition place, they asked him, you know, how many years it took you, man, to tear that life up, man?
20 years.
He said 20 years. They said, so you ain't willing to spend a couple of months helping build it up.
Yeah.
I love that. That was good. Yeah, he's sitting there with all these excuses, and the counselor asked him, man, how many years you been running, tearing your life up? He said about 20. He said, so you're not willing to invest a few months building it back up?
Yeah.
I said, wow.
That was a good challenge.
That was a good one, because when you look at it, you like, God, that is true.
Yeah, because you look at it and say, all the dirt out there in my community, tear it down. Let me do something to
Build it up.
back up.
Yeah.
Step 12, right? And the 12 steps.
12 steps.
They give back.
Give back. That's right.
Yeah.
Give back to the community. That's right.
And then he says, always remember that you have options. You know what I mean? It's not one way. Like, no, you don't. That's something you did. You did the drugs, you did the alcohol, but you have options. You know what I mean? You're not just, oh, I did this, so my life is just going to go this way. No, he says, no, you have options to do something to change the direction of your life. Because a lot of people are locked on that. They man, I did this and I did that. My friends, they call me, a lot of my friends, they say, yo, you eliminated our excuses, man. Because I changed my life. And so they like, y'all ain't got no excuse. Y'all, that's y'all boy right there. What's up? Nah, y'all hung together. Y'all did whatever. You can't tell me you can't do something different because that's your friend. We know y'all friends, right? So they said, yo, you took our excuses away, man. I said, it's better. And that's what happens. He says, we have options. The option is, do you want to do something different?
Right. Exactly.
You can't say, oh, I ain't graduated, I ain't do this, I used to use all that, right? Mm-hmm. Literally, I graduated at age 48 because of whatever stuff happened with the GED stuff. I had to do it like literally at 48. Did it, so you can't even say, oh, I ain't never do this. Well, you can do it. You can do it on. I did it online, matter of fact. Yeah. I said, man, I'm doing that. I always wanted to do it, and I was able to do it online. I said, man, I'm doing that.
He said, it's never too late.
Man, you always got options.
And he said when he was in the program, he says he spoke on seeking help. And he talked about, you know, recovery dynamics. One of the things of recovery dynamics is that, you know, they taught him how to seek some type of help, whether support group, something, man, that you can just reach out to attain. And he was because he was saying, like, if you in our area, reach out to us. Like y'all down here, y'all reach out to Capital. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he's telling people, to reach out for some type of support. And then my last point I wrote down, he says, you have to do it for you. It will not last because we all, it will last if you do it for you because we all love to please ourselves.
if we think about doing something for somebody else, you can start out doing that, but eventually you'd be like, because a lot of times my kids and stuff wanted me to stop using. I did it for a period of time. Then I said, man, I mean, get out of here, man. I'm the dad, you know. So, but when you do it for you, you want everybody want to please themselves, right? So that's why it works when you say, that was the last time I got went, because I attempted to get clean and live a life apart from the life I used to live. But when it lasts is when I did it. And I'll never forget, my wife said, I knew you was gonna make it this time. And I was like, how you know? She said, when you sold your own cell phone, right? With all your contacts with drug dealers in it, you sold it and you took yourself to treatment. Because all the other times it was family taking me. They said, when you called from treatment and we said, you at what? You at rehab? How you get there? I took myself and they said, oh, he got it now. My wife said, I knew you had it. I said, how you know? I didn't look at it that way. But she said, when you did it yourself, I was like, oh, my husband, he might got it. But that's why when he said that, he says, you got to do it for you. It can't, they will reap a benefit from it, your family, your kids, and you know. But the main focus behind doing it gotta be, I want to do it. Yeah, it gotta be like that. That was good, man. Yo, I like Recovery Dan, man. I always go to his page. This is his page right here. I always go to his page, and it's called Recovery Dan. He got all these videos on here, man. You know. And I try to just support the brother, man. You know what I mean? You see somebody and he's called Recovery Dan. Anytime y'all ain't doing that, just go on there, you know what I mean? Find some videos y'all might want to check out. And he don't have long videos, look. 18, 16 minutes. Nah, man. You know what I mean? He just give you a little bit. He'll take all that. He do it, and he's a good guy, man. So with that, man, thank everybody for tuning in to our recovery meeting. We'll be here Tuesday at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Coffee and Conversation. All right?
What's your name again, brother?
Kevin.
Kevin. We get